All right, let me explain to you all a little bit of the process of what's going on. This healing journey I've been on that I've been showing you all how to go through. I realized some things years ago. Years ago, I realized that people were attacking me, and I realized they were doing this through what would be known as psychological warfare tactics. And they were calling it witchcraft, but it was really just psyops. It's really easily explainable. But anyways, they were attacking everything. My insecurities, anything else that was going on, any situations, any traumas I had, they were on purpose triggering me. And what I found out, because, I'm smarter than the average bear, is I found this out years ago. So I started healing these things in me, making them no longer affect me, doing the inner work it took to get over these things one by one by one. And during this process, each one of my insecurities left me. Each one of my traumas got healed, and they lost more and more of their weaponry. They lost more and more things, so they'd go harder on the things they had left. But I already knew the process. And the more I healed, the deeper I went into gaining knowledge of who was doing this. And then I realized they were doing this to everybody. This wasn't just the collective. This wasn't just witches. This was governments. They had a carefully orchestrated plan to attack everybody's insecurities, keep them on depression medications, keep them looking mentally ill, keep them in a place where they were easily controllable and they could easily watch their pattern. Then I find out last night, 1%. It only takes 1% of the world to break the mold, to be like me, to be ungovernable, but not breaking laws, to be uncontrollable, to be awake, and their foundation crumbles. That's why my one gust of wind, my one series of words crumbled their foundation, because collective consciousness is so big now. It's not just me. We might be getting to the 1%. We might be the variation, the variable. We might be able to shatter the foundation of manipulation and control that these entities have brought onto the world. And I'm thinking, well, that must be God's work. Free humanity. Free humanity from control. Free humanity from depression. Free humanity from negative energy. All these things they use to attack you and keep you small. And I realized they're not just doing it to me. I'm not that special. They're doing it to everybody. And then I start getting deeper into it, and I think, oh, it's just a specific group. It's just one group of people that's doing this, and they thrive off negative energy, and they like to hurt people. And no, it's not just one specific group. They do this all over the world. They cause fear. They cause insecurity, and then they prey on you for it. This is the governing class. It's the Masons. And they're doing this all to keep you focused on something that they taught you was an insecurity in the first place. And then I start realizing, well, now they're taking your money and keeping you broke because now you're on medications. Now you're on a strict regimen. You need a job with benefits. You need to be able to afford all of these things. Most of the medications you need are in your mind. They're in your brain already. If you knew how a fully functioning pineal gland works, if you knew how to do these certain things and heal yourself through meditation, the entire big pharma conglomerate they built would be worthless. And they can't have that. Then there's insurance. And they're getting you on that. And then there's There's all kinds of things that the medical community does, all kinds of pills they prescribe for things you never needed because it was all within you. Big Pharma just started happening in the last, 50, 100 years? People didn't even have all of these crazy sicknesses a couple thousand years ago. So where did they come from? They were created. They were created to keep people sick and controlled. It was just another psyop, but they did it on everybody on the planet. I was never more productive than when I was off all medications, healing naturally, allowing my body, my own natural immune system to do the healing. I was never more productive than when I learned how my pineal gland works and I learned about meditation. I built something globally known and recognized when I was off medications. I got sober when I was off medications. I did all kinds of things better when I wasn't in a continuous cycle of, well, I can't go there because I got to take my meds. Well, no, I got to eat at this time. Otherwise, the pills they gave me, they won't work or they'll fuck up my stomach. No, I got to go to my 9 to 5 because I got to get my benefits because I need these pills. And yeah, the medical community is good for some things, but they're hiding the biggest truth. The best medicine you can possibly have is already within you. It's all there. And they're creating things to combat healing on a global scale. They're creating things to combat healing so that you get stuck in the loop. Well, guess what? I'm done being sick. I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. That's it. And I hope all you come with me. In my videos on TikTok, I gave you all the keys to how to heal yourself, how to use your pineal gland, how to meditate, how to pray properly, how to release energetic cleansings so there's no buildup of negative emotions. I taught you all how to fix this, how to heal yourselves so that we can have a better earth. So join me, do it. We don't need to be in the endless hell loop anymore. We don't need to be sick. And yes, the medical community is still necessary for some things, but Big Pharma is causing more problems than they're helping with. And the insurance thing that goes along with it, they're taking your money. They're forcing you to eat their poisoned food. They're doing horrific things, and it all comes from a government level. Multiple governments are in on it. Intelligence agencies are in on it. And they're causing the negative emotions in the first place. They're creating the destruction and then making you pay to treat the destruction they've created. When I started finding all this out, I figured I just got to help people heal from this. But people are still stuck in the loop. They're not awake. So how do we wake them up? How do you wake up? And I gave you all the process to that too. 1%. We only need 1%. And the entire foundation of lies they built crumbles. Be that 1%.